trigonometry of a right angle triangles. So it's GCSE curriculum, and we'll study about only the right angle triangles, and with the help of trigonometric functions how we can know the missing lengths and angles of a right angle triangle. So the first task before application of trigonometry is to know the names of the sides of a triangle. So in this type of triangle where these trigonometric functions are applicable, it's always a right angle triangle. Okay, so in a right angle triangle, one angle is 90 degree, and you have to look for the other angle which will always be given to you. One of the other two angles will be given to you, or you have to find that angle. So you have to name the sides. So naming the sides is the first step, that how can you name the sides. So the side which is in front of this angle, the angle other than the 90 degree, that is called opposite side, and it's denoted by O. And the angle which is the long side and which is along with this angle, the longer side of the right angle triangle, it is called hypotenuse. And the angle which is just adjacent to this angle theta is called always adjacent side. So this is adjacent. But if we say that the similar kind of angle is here, similar kind of angle is here, this is 90 degree, and if we have to name the sides with respect of this angle theta, then in this case this will be opposite, because it's opposite to this angle, and the long side will always remain as hypotenuse, and this side it will be called adjacent. Okay, so we have to remember that these sides is the first thing in trigonometric, in application of trigonometric functions. And then while applying the trigonometric functions, if one angle and one side is given, then we can find the remaining sides, or if two sides have been given, we can find the angles. So there will be at times, so you have to find the angle, that what is the angle if two sides given, any of the two sides given, you can find the angle. Or if you can find the length of the any of the sides, you can also find the length of sides if the angle theta and one side is given. So using the trigonometric functions, so you can solve this type of questions. So we move over to the first question. Determine the value of x, giving your answer to three significant figures. So we have to give our answer to the three significant figures. And in this one, we see this angle theta has been given to us as 70 degrees, and hypotenuse has been given to us. So the formula for the catchword for using the trigonometric functions is SOH, so CAH, ka, TOA, toa, so ka toa. So you have to remember these all. This is a catchword in these trigonometric functions. So means sine is equal to sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, so if the angle, if opposite and hypotenuse are given to us, then we can use the sine function to find the angle. And if angle is given to us in one of these, one, two, three, theta, opposite, and hypotenuse, if two of these things given to us, we can find the third thing by application of this one. And then the next one is ka. Ka means cos theta or cos angle is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And the last one is tangent. So tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So these are the three sides: adjacent, hypotenuse, and opposite in angle. So with respect to this angle, this is opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. So we can use these formulas for finding the missing lengths as well. So in this equation, in this triangle, we can see that the angle theta is 70 degree given to us, and we have been asked to find this x, whereas this hypotenuse has been given here. So first we name the sides, all three sides. Okay, with respect to the 70 degree angle, this x is opposite, so we name it as O. And this one, this 15, is the longer side, so this 15 is h. So hypotenuse is given to us, and then this side is adjacent. So adjacent here is this side. We do not know what is adjacent, but we need to know this x that is opposite. We need to know, right? So we now uh, we have to find the function in which the angle, hypotenuse, and opposite, these three things are present. So angle, hypotenuse, and opposite, right? So in fact, we have to look for the one when which opposite and hypotenuse are there. So this is the formula in which we can use opposite and hypotenuse. So we can use this, so, right? Sine opposite over hypotenuse. So sine 70 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Using this formula, now what we do is sine 70 degree is equal to opposite, we do not know, right? Opposite is x over hypotenuse is 15. And now we have to find this value of x. So we move this 15 to other side of the equation, and this 15 is dividing x. So when it goes to other side of the equation, it will multiply. So sine 70 degrees multiplied by 15 will give us the value of x, right? So now we can use the calculator to find the value of sine 70. So the sine function, we have to first type 70, and then we have to use the trigonometric functions of sine. This is the value of sine 70, and we have to time this with 15, and this gives us 14.09. So our x value this side is x is equal to 14.09. So it says that three significant figures. So 1 for 14.09. So 0 inside. So it's, if we do not consider this as significant, then we can write that 14.09. So this is the x, our side. Using the same, we solve one more question, and in this question we have been given this angle 40. So the first step is we have to name all three sides. So the side opposite of the given angle is always opposite, so we write it as O, and the longer side is hypotenuse, so we write as H, and the adjacent side is A, right? So in this case, again, we have to find adjacent, and then hypotenuse is given and angle is given. So we have to look for the formula in which A and H are used. So we see this is the formula where A and H are used. So adjacent and hypotenuse is used. So ka is the formula. So ka tua. You should always remember this catchword. So whenever you have a problem, then you should look for the sides and think that which side we need to find and which type of formula we got to use. So in this case, so ka we have to use. So the formula is cos theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And here we write it as cos 40 is equal to adjacent is our x unknown, and then hypotenuse is 22, and we move this 22 this side, so it gives us cos 40 times 22. And if we solve this question, so we first write 40 and cos, the trigonometric function cos is 0.76, and we time it with 22, and this gives us 16.85, right? So we have to write in three significant figures. So the fourth one is uh, 5 or greater, so we can change this into 16.9, so that x is equal to 16.9. So this one is the value of x. Now we try to solve the next question, and in this question we have been given this angle is 70, right? So the 70 angle is here, this is opposite, we have to find the opposite, and we have been given adjacent, right? So opposite and adjacent. So first we should use the formula in which angle and opposite and adjacent are used. So our formula is so ka tua. Always remember this catchword. So opposite and adjacent we have to use. So opposite and adjacent are used in this formula. So we have to use tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent, and tangent 70 is equal to opposite. In this case we have x over adjacent is 4. So in the same way, when we take it to other side, x is equal to tangent 70 times 4, and this should give us the answer 70 tangent, and we have to trigonometric function is tangent. This gives the value n times 40, no, not 40, just 4. So this gives us 10.98. So this gives us 10.99, right? Or we can write it as 11, 11.0, 10.98, or we can also write it as, so if this is 8, so we change this 9 into 10, so that makes us 11. So in the next question we can see here, these are now the similar kind of all questions, so you can just use the same formula, and we'll try to solve a question in which since we have used one formula each, so we have used the sine, cos and tangent. So now we move to a question where it's a little complicated. So now it's a word problem, and it says that I put a letter 1.5 meters away from a tree, right? So for example, this is a tree, right? So here is a tree, and I'm putting a letter the ladder is inclined at 70-degree above the horizontal. So ladder I'm putting at this place, and it's from the tree, the distance is 1.5 meter, and ladder is inclined 70-degree above the horizontal. So this ladder has an angle above the horizontal that is 70 degrees. Okay, what is the height of the tree? Right? So now we have to find the height. So that means we have to find this type of height. So when there are word problems, you can just visualize the scenarios and then you can think. So with respect to this 70-degree angle, this height is opposite and this angle is adjacent. So adjacent has been given to you. So the formula, so you have to just SOHCAHTOA, you should see opposite and adjacent are used. So O and A are used. O and A is this one. So you will just simply use tangent 70 is equal to opposite over 1.5. So this height or O is equal to height, and that is equal to tangent 70 times 1.5. So this should give you the height of the tree. So similarly, a ship B is 100 meters east of ship A, right? So there are two ships, okay? This is one ship and this is another ship. So ship B is 100 meters east. So this is ship B and this is ship A, and ship B is 100 meters away from ship A, and the bearing of ship B from ship A, right? From ship A, you are taking a bearing of ship B, right? This bearing is 30, right? So this bearing is 30 from A to B is 30, and how far due north is the ship? So the ship is how far due north? So this is again the opposite you have to find, right? Just visualize the situation and then apply your knowledge. Okay, so here is an exam question and the diagram shows a quadrilateral. So in this one, calculate the length of CD. We have been asked to find the length of CD, right? So C and D. So this length X we have to find. Okay, so now here this one we have been given. So to find this XCD, we need at least one side. One angle has been given us here, but with one angle, we also need one of the sides, either this side or this side, right? But we can find this side because the two sides have been given here. So if it's a right angle triangle and two sides are given, we can use the Pythagorean theorem, right? So Pythagorean theorem to find the missing side, this one. First we can find the missing side, and the formula says that if this is C, this is A, this is B, so the Pythagorean theorem says C square is equal to A square plus B square. So if it's a right angle triangle, you can use the Pythagorean theorem as well. So here B is not known, so B we can find it is C square minus A square and square root. So here C is 16 and 16 are 256 minus A square is 12 are 144 in root, right? So this should give us 256 minus 144, 112, and we take a root of it, so 10.58. So the B is 10.58. So now we know this side is 10.58, right? One side we already know, one angle we already know. So with respect to this angle 40, this 10.58, this B side is opposite. This is opposite. We see this is a right angle triangle here. So the longer side is this x1. This x is the longer side, right? So the longer side is always hypotenuse, and with the angle, this side is adjacent. So we have to now apply adjacent and opposite. Adjacent, right? And we have to use here the side of x we have to find, hypotenuse we have to find. So opposite and hypotenuse we have to use. So the formula SOHCAHTOA. So opposite and hypotenuse. So this formula we are going to use. So sine 40 is equal to, opposite is 10.58 divided by x, which is hypotenuse. So when we take this x towards this side, it will come in numerator and sine 40 will go to denominator. So x will be 10.58 divided by sine 40. So this will give you the answer for this question. Similarly, there is another question in which the shape drawn below ABBC, all these three sides are equal. So we have to find the area of ABCD. So ABCD, giving your answer to one decimal point. Okay. So here, if all these three sides are equal, so we have to find the area of this shape. So to find the area of this shape, if this is 9, so that means this side is also 9 and this side is also 9, right? So we have to in fact find this length. To find the area, we have to find this length, so that it's in fact trapezium. So to find the trapezium, we need to find the area of trapezium. We need the height as well as, yeah, the area of a trapezium is equal to half of uh, these two lengths. Okay, half of L1 plus L2 and times height. So the L1 and L2. So we call this whole side L1 length 1 and length 2 is 9 given to us. So what we need to do is L1, this one, or three lengths, and this height we need to know. So with the help of now, we have one side and one angle given. So we can always find the other two ones using the trigonometric functions and so Tua, right? So here we need to find if this is here up hypotenuse, adjacent, and opposite. So we can use O and H. So sine 38 is equal to opposite over 9, and opposite is equal to uh, sine 38 times 9. So this will give us this height. Opposite is basically the height of this one. And then we can just find, if we want here, 38 trigonometry sine and multiplied by 9. So 5.54. 5.5 is this one. right? Height. 5.5 is height. So if we know 5.5 is height and this is 9, so we can use either the trigonometry or Pythagorean theorem as well. We can find this a as well. So for a, right, is equal to 81 minus 5.5 square and the root. So this will give us the a. So in the similar way, if we know this one, if this is 9, that means this is 9. So the area of this shape we can already know. So what we can do is that we can divide this shape into three shapes and two triangles and rectangle. So we can also find the area in this way as well, or we can use this trapezium formula as well to solve this question. So I do not, so sides are given to us and angle has been given to us, and we have to find the angle using the trigonometric functions. So how can we find the angle? uh, it remains the same. With respect to this angle theta, we have to name the sides. This is opposite, the longer side is hypotenuse, and the adjacent, this side is adjacent. So we have been given hypotenuse and adjacent. So quickly, Toa. So we have to use H and A. So H and A are used in this one. So what we do is cos theta is equal to a is adjacent. Adjacent is given 4 here, divided by H. H is 7. And now, uh, to find this angle theta, we have to take this cos to other side of the equation. So when we take this cos to other side of the equation, it becomes cos inverse. So theta is equal to cos inverse 4 over 7. So this is how we can find the cos theta, or any theta in this case. So we can use the calculator to find the cos inverse, and first we 4 divided by 7 gives us this fraction. And now in the trigonometric function in your calculator, you can see if you press this second option, so you have been given sine inverse, cos inverse, tangent inverse, and here you can just press this cos inverse, and this gives you 55.15. So the angle here is 55.15, or the angle here is 55. So this is how you can find the missing angle if two sides have been given in a right angle triangle with the help of trigonometric functions. So in the same way, in this question, this opposite, right, with the respect of this theta angle, opposite and this adjacent has been given to us, whereas hypotenuse we do not know, but we have to find the angle theta here. So quick, we have to find SOHCAHTOA. So SOHCAHTOA, A and H, A and O, yeah, O and A. So O and A is this one. So we can find is tangent theta is equal to opposite is 3 over 5. In the same way, we can just theta and take the tangent other side of the equation, then the tangent becomes inverse of tangent and 3 over 5. So now with the help of your calculator, you can easily calculate this. So 3 divided by 5 gives us this fraction, and we use the trigonometric function of secant, and then tan inverse is here. So 30.96. So this is 30.96 is the angle here, 30.96, or you can even write 31 if you want to round it to the next level. Okay, so we can always find this type of questions, and here is a word problem. The diagram shows the positions of three turbines A, B, and C. So here are three turbines A, B, and C. Calculate the bearing of C from A. C from A. So from A, right? So that, yeah, from A means this A, the bearing of C. So you have to be very particular, right? So bearing of C and from A. So when you are just standing here at this place, from A means from this place you are standing here and you want to just find the bearing of C. So this angle is required. So reading this text is very important, reading it carefully. So if this angle is need to calculate, so the opposite side, this is opposite and this is the longer side. So this one is adjacent. So opposite and adjacent. So again, so ka so opposite and adjacent. So we can just do like tangent theta is equal to opposite is 4.5 over adjacent is 6 and theta is equal to tan inverse 4.5 over 6. So this is how you can calculate the rest of the questions, the word problems. So here in this question, determine the value of theta. So we have to find this angle theta, and now to find the theta, we at least need two sides, right? So one side is given to us, other two sides are not given. So we can always find the other side with the help of the other triangle which is here, right? So here if this is 60, this is 7, we can always find this one. So first we name this O and this one is adjacent. So the O we can find with the help of this one. So to find the O, this is again the opposite. So opposite and hypotenuse are given. So to find this O first, what we do is so ka tua. So this is like a catchword, very important. So O and H, this formula we are going to use. Sine 60 is equal to O over 7 and O is equal to sine 60 times 7, right? So this will give you this O, and when you find this O, for example, let me calculate as well. 60 and sine gives us this thing times 7. This gives us 6.06. So this is 6 is the side of this one. I write it just to one decimal place. And 6.07, so 6.1 I write it as. So 6.1 is O. So now these two are given to us. Adjacent and opposite are given to us. Uh, Hypotenuse and opposite are given to us. So hypotenuse and opposite again. Hypotenuse and opposite. So again we use now sine theta is equal to opposite is 6.1 over hypotenuse is 10 and theta is equal to sine inverse mm, 6.1 over 10. So this is how you can find this angle. So in such type of questions, you should always look for the clues, that if there is a missing side, then how can you find the missing side with the help of available informations. So here again, you see the angle theta we need to find. One side is given, but out of these two sides, at least we need one of the sides. So these two sides have been given, so with the help of these two sides, we can find this one, right? So using the Pythagorean theorem, c square is equal to a square plus b square. So with the help of that one, if this is a and this is b, we can find this C. So if we find the length of the C and this is hypotenuse, then this is adjacent. So by using A and H, right? So A and H is this formula we use. So with the help of this, we can find the cos as well. So thank you very much for watching this video. And if you think that this video is helpful, please press the like button.